What's up, kid? It's me, your friend from high school, Pete. You remember me? And Pete, I used to sell you drugs, and then you were like, hey, why don't you stop being talking to me? And I'm like, hey, I'm back. Can I borrow 20 bucks? As you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm talking about Punisher Season 2, and why Frank didn't kill the Pilgrim guy. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers for Seasons 1 and 2 of The Punisher. Maybe Season 2.
Daredevil.
Haven't decided yet. Before I jump into it, I feel like I have to give you a little context here. All throughout Seasons 1 and 2 of The Punisher, Frank is always killing the bad guys. He says himself, I'm killing the bad guys. But who's really the one deciding who's good and who's bad? It's Frank. Throughout Seasons 1 and 2 and a bit of Season 2 of Daredevil, it talks of the main conversation. Throughout Seasons 1 and 2 and a bit of Season 2 of Daredevil, it talks about... Through Seasons 1 and 2 and a bit of Season 2 of Daredevil, they talk. Fuck me. Throughout Seasons 1 and 2 and a bit of Season 2 of Daredevil, the characters really talk about the moral compass of what Frank is doing. Is he the good guy? Is he the bad guy? Is he just killing the bad guys? Well, he's killing the bad guys, but does that make him the same as the bad guys? And here's where enters Pilgrim. He's sent by these very Christian assholes who's like, I don't want anyone to know our son is gay, and then we're gonna hold his children hostage, and then we're going to tell him, hey, you want us to protect your kids because your wife is really sick, so you're gonna have to go kill these people we want you to kill. And he's like, okay, and he kills a lot of people, like almost as many as Frank. And then the entire Season 2 is building up that Pilgrim is this terrible human being. He kills all these people that Frank let go, and then he just gets super drunk and high, and because he made up his old white supremacist fence. Also, he was a former white supremacist. And then Pilgrim finds this guy. Well, it's before we go any further, I know his name is John, but I'm gonna call him Pilgrim because they advertise him as Pilgrim, and his character's name is in the comics is Pilgrim, so I think that's a really cool name for like a villain dude. So Pilgrim finds this like magician dude, and he has all these women just partying in his room, just having a nice time. And Pilgrim walks in and he's like, this seems like a fun time. And then he forces these women at gunpoint to SSD. So all of Season 2 with Pilgrim murdering and then having all these people SSD at gunpoint, it's not really built up he's, a good guy. The counter argument might be that he's just doing all these things because his kids are being held almost hostage by these rich assholes, and he is just doing it for his kids. But that doesn't really hold up. But let me explain a little farther. What's the whole point of Season 1? Well, Season 1 was following Frank as he's getting over the death of his family, trying to revenge for his family. He's doing this for his kids. That's the moment that we see when Frank decides not to. When he has Pilgrim at gunpoint. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, Pilgrim. And he's like, Pilgrim's like, wait, just before you do, make sure my kids are okay. And Frank's realizes that him and Pilgrim are pretty much the same. They're both fighting for their kids. Am I saying that Pilgrim or Frank are really good people in any way? No, not at all. By killing Pilgrim, he's almost accepting or admitting that he's the same as Pilgrim, that he is one of the bad guys, because him and Pilgrim are the same. I got a fuzzy on my lens. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to go ahead and comment like a different TV show or movie you want me to talk about, or something in general like taxes. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see similar videos to this one. Bye.